Okay, so adverbs are weird in English, to be completely honest, whereas most parts of English has a set place to be in a sentence, subject, verb, object. Adverbs kind of feel like they go wherever they want. Firstly, what's an adverb? Well, we initially think of adverbs as describing verbs. So he walked slowly. Slowly is our adverb because it gives us extra information about our verbs. But it's much more than that. Words like incredibly, words that describe other adverbs are adverbs, right? And words like almost that describe the time, the frequency of an event. Those are also adverbs, but they go in a different place. So there are lots of different types of adverbs, and we're going to take a look at how to use them in this grammar reference video. Hello, my name's Luke. I'm the Director of Language Connection in Bolivia. If you're one of our students, you're very welcome to take part in this. If you're not, you're also very welcome. And if you want to join our classes to put some of this grammar into use, then join our English classes available online. Okay, let's get started then. It's Unit 3B, the position of adverbs and adverbial phrases, because sometimes adverbial phrases, a group of words, are working together to give us more of an idea about the verb they are describing. Example, he walks very slowly. I speak 5 languages fluently. The driver was seriously injured in the accident. So this is an adverb that describes the action or modifies the adjectives in other words. This is an adverb of manner. So it describes how somebody does something, and it usually goes after the verb or the verb phrase. With passive verbs, they usually go in mid position, which is before the main verb, but after an auxiliary verb, right? The driver was seriously injured, not the driver was injured seriously, right? Number 2, I hardly ever have time for breakfast. Liam's always late for work. I would never have thought you were 40. We saw these back in level 1 and level 2. These are adverbs of frequency, and they go before the main verb, but after the verb to be, right? This is how often you do something, right? Always, usually, sometimes, never, adverbs of frequency. Sometimes, usually, and normally can also be put at the beginning of a phrase if you want. This gives extra emphasis. And if there are 2 auxiliary verbs, the adverb goes after the first one, right? I would never have thought you were 40, not I would have never thought you were 40. You do hear people use that second one, but the correct way to do things, the standard way to do things, is after the first auxiliary verb. Adverbs of time and place. For example, my parents will be here in half an hour. It rained all day yesterday. Now, this usually goes at the end of a sentence or clause. Place adverbs usually go before time adverbs. So place, then time. But all of this is going to the end of your sentence, right? It rained. That's my complete sentence with a subject and a verb. And now here's your extra information. All day yesterday. Adverbs of degree, for example, I'm nearly finished. It's like I'm close to being finished. This is a degree. Or we're incredibly tired. My husband works a lot. It talks about the amount that something is. This describes how much something is done, or it modifies an adjective, right? So we can so adjectives describe nouns, right? But we can also describe adjectives, and this is what adverbs do. Words like extremely, incredibly, very are used with adjectives and adverbs and go before them. So it's incredibly rare. It's very special. A lot and much are often used with verbs and go after the verb or verb phrase. It rained a lot. He works a lot. He doesn't earn much. A little and a little bit can be used with adjectives or verbs. For example, I'm a little tired. We rested a little bit after the flight. Finally, in this example number 5, unfortunately, the package never arrived. Ideally, we should leave by 10. These are comment adverbs. This gives my opinion of the situation, right? Fortunately or unfortunately is only depending on how I feel about it, really, right? It gives the speaker's opinion. And this usually goes at the very beginning of the sentence or clause, right? So other words like luckily, basically, clearly, obviously, apparently, eventually, all of these words are giving you some idea of how I feel about the situation, and my feelings are important. So I put it at the very beginning of the sentence that I'm using. Other adverbs, because there are a million different kinds, right? Most other adverbs go in mid position, like I just need 10 more minutes, or she didn't even say goodbye. She'll probably come in the end. So different types of adverbs. This is the first thing I want you to be aware of, that different adverbs look different and also act differently depending on what their function is, right? And so they go in different places in our sentence. So of course, if you ask English speakers what's an adverb and ask for that definition, unless they're a trained teacher, they're probably not going to be able to tell you. Again, we are doing this to be aware of it, but we still need to learn through practice more than anything. So let's do some practice questions. Part A, 10 questions here. Underline the adverbs or adverbial phrases and correct the sentences where the order is wrong. For example, we're going to be unfortunately late. I mean, if you were writing poetry, sure, you can put the adverb wherever you want, but the standard way of using this comment adjective is to put it at the beginning. Unfortunately, we're going to be late. He can speak Turkish fluently. This is fine. This adverb is giving us an idea of how he speaks Turkish fluent. Okay. Okay, 10 questions, pause and complete. Okay, I'll create a whole new space for this, I think. So, number 1, she liked very much the present. Um, let's put very much at the end of the sentence. It's confusing us because it's talking about quantity here. So she liked the present very much. It's just too much information to put before the present, right? I can't visualize the present if we're talking about how she very much liked something. Doesn't seem to work, right? Mark came last night very late home, right? It's difficult to even say out of order because it doesn't really make sense. Now we remember we're putting our these adverbial phrases at the very end to talk about time and place. We need to talk about Mark coming home first. That's our most important information here. Mark came home. After that, we need time and place. But which one goes first? Place, then time, right? Mark came home very late last night. Number 3, the ambulance arrived at the scene of the accident after a few minutes. This one is good. That's giving us all the information we need. Number 4, a young man was injured badly and was taken to the hospital. Yes, normally our regular adverbs are going to go after our verb, which here is injured. But notice here that this sentence is passive. And when we have passive sentences, it goes into a mid position. So between was and injured, between these two verbs. So it's a young man was badly injured and taken to the hospital. Number 5, I was extremely tired last night. My adverb is extremely, and it's giving information about an adjective, tired. And it normally goes before that, right? And that's what it's doing here. So this is good. Number 6, she's lazy a little bit about doing her homework. I would take the out here and say she's a little lazy about doing her homework. I'll take the bit out. I don't think it works very nicely. So we're giving information about the quantity of the adjective. Number 7, I forgot your birthday almost, but unfortunately my sister reminded me. This is an adverb of degree, to almost forget something. And so it goes before our verb. So it's I almost forgot your birthday. Number 8, we luckily had taken an umbrella because it started to rain just after it left. Well, luckily is our adverb here, and it's a comment adverb. It's giving my opinion about the whole situation. And so let's start with that because it will give us a lot of information about the rest of the sentence. So luckily, we had taken an umbrella. Number 9, Mary doesn't always eat healthily because she often has snacks between meals. This is good, right? We're talking about always going before eat. She doesn't always eat healthily. And how she eats, a second adverb going after eat. This is good. This is standard. And number 10, Jack has been apparently fired. Apparently is a comment adjective. And so it begins our sentence. Apparently, Jack has been fired. I need to get that information across first, that I'm not 100% sure about this, right? Note how that's important. If I say Jack has been fired, apparently, it's okay. Grammatically, it's okay. But imagine if you reacted to just that first part of the sentence and then you stopped listening to me, right? So it's more useful for me to put that comment adverb at the very beginning. Apparently, Jack has been fired. Okay, let's move on then to part B. And again, I'll create a bit of space for myself here. In part B, we put the adverbs in parentheses in their normal position in these sentences. An example, she wasn't injured when she fell. We need to add seriously. So seriously is here a adverb of degree. So she wasn't seriously injured when she fell. That's number 1. There are 10 questions here. Most of them have 2 adverbs or adverbial phrases to add. So they're a little bit difficult. Take your time, pause, and let's go through it together. Okay, number 1. Their house was badly damaged the fire last week. My first adverb is talking about how it was damaged. So it's a badly damaged, and here it's passive, right? So it needs to go between the was and damaged. The second adverbial phrase is giving us the time, and as we know, just put that at the end of the sentence. Number 2, Ben is at his friend's house. Ben is often at his friend's house in the evening. Again, the adverbial time phrase, put that at the end. The adverb of frequency, often, put that after the verb to be, then is often, but put it before any other verb. So he often plays with his friend, but he is often at his friend's house. Number 3, my father usually takes a nap in the afternoon. So again, this is an adverb of frequency, then a time, an adverbial time phrase. Notice how usually now goes before my main verb. He usually takes, but then the adverb time goes at the end. Number 4, Julia left and she didn't say goodbye. Julia left early and she didn't even say goodbye. Going in a mid position here for even. Didn't even say goodbye. This is to give extra emphasis. It splits up that part of the sentence to make it sound more emphatic. Number 5, Martin always talks incredibly fast. Two adverbs here. The first one is adverb of frequency, so it goes before talks. And then incredibly is describing fast. And fast is an adjective. This is an adverb describing an adjective. It goes before it, right? It goes after verbs, but before adjectives. Number 6, his brother died in a skiing accident. Notice how the adverbs give a lot of extra information here. It's a totally different sentence with the adverbs included. You need to start with a comment adjective. Apparently, his brother nearly died in a skiing accident. And I think this is why adverbs of degree are going to go before, right? To go before our verb, because died nearly makes the listener go through like a horrible process, right? But he nearly what? He died. Oh, he nearly died. That's building you up to it, right? Not saying it happened. Oh, wait, but not that much, right? That's why the adverbs of degree need to go before the verb, really. Number 7, we're probably going to the movies tonight. Tonight is our time. Put that at the end of the sentence. And probably talks about going to. We are probably. Give some more information about it. I rarely send emails nowadays. Nowadays counts as a time. Again, put it at the end of the sentence. Rarely is describing how often I send. It's an adverb of frequency. I just bought a really I just bought a really beautiful new coat. So yeah, I had to think there because I wasn't sure if really was going to describe beautiful or new. It's going to describe beautiful, right? It's an adverb describing an adjective. It's a really beautiful new coat. And number 10, Karen realized she was going to learn to drive. Eventually is a comment adjective. Let's start with that. Eventually, she realized that she was never going to learn to drive. Never going after the verb to be was never going to learn to drive. Okay, hopefully that's clear. We are going to finish there for today. The main points to remember from this page is that adverbs have a lot of functions in English, and it's actually a little strange that we say all of these are adverbs when they act so differently. There are some adverbs that give information about verbs, yes, but there are some different adverbs that give information about adjectives, right? And there are some adverbs that give information about other adverbs. That's possible too, right? So things to remember. Comment adjectives, put them at the beginning of your sentence. Time phrases, put them at the end of your sentence to give the extra information. And if it's an adverb of frequency, it's going before a regular verb, but after the verb to be. Right? And if it's an adverb of degree, put it before your verb. All other adverbs are probably going after your verb to talk about the extra information. Okay? Again, this takes practice, but just a few more practices like this, and you should feel a lot more confident about structuring your sentences in English. Thanks. See you next time.